I don't know what else I could add to what he's just said. But I will go back to when this campaign really started in earnest, and that's probably a little over 2 months ago. And I remember Ron Lewis holding a press conference. And at that press conference, he asked that I not bring his military record up as an issue, that I not bring up the 90 days that he served and be critical of that. And so I responded and said, I don't care how long Ron Lewis served. The only thing I care about is what has he done for veterans in the past, what's he going to do for veterans in the future, and what's his solution to the war that we're fighting in now. And if he does that, I have no objection to leaving his military record alone. What's the first thing that he does for me? He attacks my military record. Now here is a man who spent less than 90 days on active duty. Here's a man who asked that I release my military records. So I did that last week, or was it this week? I did that recently. And when I released them, I said, I do this willingly and with pride, because I am proud of every minute that I served in the military. I am proud of being in the Kentucky National Guard for almost a year when I was only 16 years old. I'm proud of almost 3 years and 9 months in the United States Navy. It's called a kiddie cruise, get out the day before you're 21. And I'm proud about the 31 years that I spent in the Army. And they also criticized me for using the term colonel. But I'm using the term colonel on that sticker that you're wearing. And I'm using it on my yard signs because it identifies who I am. It identifies me. It identifies you by looking at one word. That's why I'm using it. And the other reason I'm using, two other reasons, maybe three. I'm using it because I earned it. I'm using it because I'm proud of it. And I'm using it because it irritates the heck out of Ron Lewis. Now, the reason Ron Lewis has attacked my military career is the same reason he will not face me for a debate. 9 opportunities so far. He's been right next door to me at a time, but couldn't walk across the street and come debate because he was at a fundraiser. A fundraiser so he could raise enough money to do attack ads. Ron Lewis is not identifying who Ron Lewis is. Ron Lewis is trying to identify me in a very negative way. He should be ashamed of what he has done. He should apologize to me. He should pull that ad off immediately. He should go back and revisit the truth. That's what he ought to do. And then he ought to have... Then he ought to have the courage to stand side by side with me and face a camera and face people looking into their eye and debate side by side. He is not facing the people of the 2nd Congressional District. He is not facing the voters. He has not yet answered a question on the war that we're involved in other than stay the course. As Max just told you, it's a slogan. Has nothing to do with the strategy. Has nothing to do with winning. Has a whole lot of being there for 4 years and going backwards. And in October alone already, 96 soldiers killed, more than we've had since October 2004. 300 Iraqi police and army, and over 500 civilians, October alone. We are going backwards because stay the course is no strategy whatsoever. It's not a strategy. He won't talk about that because he has nothing to say about it other than stay the course. He won't talk about health insurance because he has no solution to it. He has no plan to do anything. He will not talk about immigration. He will not talk about education. He will not talk about jobs. All of the things that are questions when you're in front of a debate, in a debate where the questions are coming at you, all of those are questions that the people in the 2nd Congressional District and all out the state of Kentucky want to know about. And instead, all we have is teleconferences that he has, telephone town hall meetings where he has a script and he has a slew of people coming in and telling him, we're going to take that one, we're not going to take that one, ignore this one, take this one, and here's what you need to say. That's what he's doing. That's not communicating with people at all. That is simply not communicating. So if you agree with all of the nice things that Max Cleland said about me, and you agree that I have the courage to stand up and talk about all of the issues, and that I have the leadership ability, and that I have a history of decision making, if you agree with all of that, and you like me just a little bit, and it doesn't take a whole lot to like me more than Ron, then you go out and you talk to 20 more people and you tell them, I personally know Mike Weaver and he is the guy for the job and you need to vote for him, because the only way we're going to get change is to change the people that we send to Congress. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mike.